Hi everyone, welcome to Big SMOWL Talks. We are in eLearning Africa 2025, taking place in Dar es Salaam, Tanzania. Today we have the pleasure to be with Amy Foxwell, responsible for marketing at ReadSpeaker. And this is going to be a very quick interview. I'd like to share some questions. So I'd like to start with, why do you believe accessibility in assessments it's so important currently?
Well, accessibility is really important because it levels the playing field for everybody. Mm-hmm. And I think we underestimate what accessibility and disabilities are. So we know that there is about 23% of the world population who have diagnosed issues with disabilities, but that doesn't account for all of the people that are undiagnosed and also people that just have different learning preferences, learning styles. And it's really important that we take this seriously because that percentage, that's about a quarter of the population. There is so much potential in that quarter of a population. So the leaders really in education or even in governments that are really tapping into this talent, they're the ones that are, the intelligent ones and who are going to be able to make their countries, make their student populations, make their learners, make their corporations stronger.
For us, accessibility is also a very important topic, and we really emphasize the value of accessibility in higher education. Both ReadSpeaker and Smowltech, we are integrated Moodles, certified Moodle integrations. I wanted to ask you, why did ReadSpeaker decide to become a certified integration from Moodle? What do we get in return?
Well, I think it's probably when you think about the end customer, it's about us creating a community that then exchanges knowledge and exchanges expertise that then brings the best solution for the end customer, which is essentially the student and the user. So it's really win-win-win, right? It's great for Moodle. It strengthens the Moodle community. It strengthens each person or each company that brings some expertise, but it also brings enormous value to the education, to the school and to the students.
For us as well, we consider it as a guarantee for the final institution.
Very good point.
That is going to use our solutions or Moodle solutions for many years to come.
That's a very good point.
At the end of the day, it's a strong guarantee for them. I wanted to ask as well, in the African context, ReadSpeaker has been working in Africa. We have been working in Africa as well for a good few years now. What are the particularities of implementing these type of e-learning solutions in Africa and in the African context?
Well, ReadSpeaker, as you know, is all about voice.
Yes.
And so one of the challenges for us with voice is that there are so many languages.
Yes.
So this is for us, an opportunity. We've been having a great time working with local people to help us build our languages, to have the languages that are important and that are needed in the region, and to allow people that probably have a different language at home, but they're going to have to learn in a different language, at school. That gives them enormous potential to be able to extend their studies.
And the language situation is definitely something very interesting in Africa. In many countries have many different languages, so that's very interesting, and it's important for e-learning solutions to be available in several languages.
Yes.
All right. So in Tanzania, for example, Swahili it's very big. They speak English, but Swahili as well. It's very important for them.
Yes.
And providers like Smowltech or ReadSpeaker in Tanzania, in this particular case, support for Swahili will be required. I would say. I have one of the latest questions is the value proposition of ReadSpeaker, right? So when it comes to text to voice, what makes your proposition unique? I want to ask.
What makes our proposition? So we're all about voice. That is our DNA.
Yes.
So what makes our proposition so unique is that no matter how you need that voice, whether you need it in an API, whether you need it as speech production, whether you need it behind a firewall because it needs to be extra secure, we can help you make that happen. So it's very fulfilling for us that we've been working on this for 25 years. When we first started, what is a synthetic voice? Now
Yeah.
it's part of the landscape. And the fact that we can really bring our expertise and our knowledge to the education sphere is very rewarding for us.
I feel like it's becoming a very standard thing to have at the university level, especially.
Yes, it's very interesting because we used to really be about disabilities and it was assistive technology, but it's become universal design for learning. So it's become accessible design is just good design, and actually all of the students are using our tools, not just the ones that with a diagnosed disability. That's really fulfilling, and it's really interesting to see how this has become very mainstream. It's exciting to think what's the future going to bring,
That's very interesting. And I had a very last question, and we see ReadSpeaker in many events. We participate in many events as well, and we emphasize many times like collaboration, right, between different Moodle partners and different institutions. I like to ask you, how do you value collaboration? Why is collaboration so important between e-learning technologies and providers?
Yeah, I think that it makes us all stronger, right? It allows us to exchange ideas. It allows us to find the right solutions, because every university, every corporation, every government institution has a different need.
Yeah.
So when you have a whole community that you can call on and that you can share expertise, that's the strength of collaboration. United we stand and all that stuff. Plus you can have a lot of fun when you go snorkeling in Zanzibar.
Indeed. Indeed. So thanks very much for your time. I think you had a couple of questions as well for us.
I did. We were wanting to know very similar questions, but okay, so we'd like to ask you, what does ReadSpeaker bring to Smowltech? Why do you find it is important to have ReadSpeaker working in Smowltech?
Yeah, that's a very good question. Thanks. With Smowltech, we intend to increase the accessibility for quality evaluation and quality assessments. So I believe Smowltech, in conjunction with ReadSpeaker together, we help to increase the overall accessibility levels at our university. So in combination, I think we provide a lot, or we can offer a lot to our university that want to move their online or distance education strategy to the next level from an accessibility standpoint.
That's great. That's great. And what do you feel is the biggest challenge and the future for assessments in Africa?
The assessment in Africa, we work a lot with higher education. We are also seeing an increase in the private sector, government sector. We see that the volume of people enrolled in higher education, for example, is expected to increase from 120 to 240 million within the next 2 decades. So one is going to be the volume, and then we are going to also see universities, private institutions, vocational training, increasing their offer in distance education. So that's going to be very important for us in the next years.
Okay, great. So, of course, why do you like working with ReadSpeaker?
With ReadSpeaker, the experience so far has been excellent. Sometimes I feel like 1 + 1 is not 2. It's 3 or 4 in case with ReadSpeaker. We can combine very well in certain challenges and opportunities that we have on the market. So that's what I like primarily with ReadSpeaker. Yes.
Same for us. Same for us. Okay, and so why are these types of partnerships important for Small?
For us, it's very important to know our companies and providers that provide something that is valuable to our customers as well. So I would say where we work, it's very nice for the final client to be able to provide references of other providers that may have something that is very interesting or essential for them. So I always emphasize the importance of knowing the market, talking with other providers, with similar companies. So when we go into a meeting with a potential client, we can refer not only our solutions, but also to the solutions from companies that we know and that we could provide a lot of value to.
Excellent. Great.
Perfect.
Well, thank you very much for answering our questions.
Thanks very much, Amy. Thanks.